So you're feeling it?
Yes!
Good. And you know, it seems like election might soon be in the air.
Yes! Yeah. So that's it.
And
ready.
I just want them to know that as far as we are concerned, it can't come too soon.
Oh, yes. Bring it on.
And I want you to know that it means that the long wait may not be quite as long as we thought it was going to be.
Yes.
And so the end of your sufferation is closer.
It's not. It's not.
It means that the end of the corruption,
It's at hand.
the end of the bad mind,
Yes.
the bad play,
Yes.
the bad image,
Yes.
and the self-enrichment,
Yes.
the bungfungling
Yes.
of this Gaston Brown administration.
Buffoonery.
Tell them the day is drawing nigh.
Yes.
And so I want to say, sisters and brothers, we know there is this heightened sense of anticipation, a heightened sense of excitement and anxiousness to get this thing over, get it done, over and done with. And I have to remind you, and I want everybody to take this seriously,
Yes.
that the serious work of removing the Antigua Labour Party, that work has just begun.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I want to also say that this is not just a job for the 16 candidates and the BPM. It's a job for all of us. All of us. Let us understand and remember that. It has to be a joint effort. My brother Anthony, it has to be a joint effort.
Yes.
I want to say to Sister Pearl, it's a joint effort.
Yes.
A joint effort between citizens and residents,
Yes.
pensioner, student,
Yes.
Christian and Rastaman,
Yes. That's right.
public sector employees and private sector workers.
Yes.
Cleon, I want to hear you.
Yes. Let it in.
We want this to be a joint effort between town and country, Sean.
Yes. Yes.
Let us all recognize that this battle to rescue all must be waged by all.
Yes. Yes.
The Redeem team makes up the front line.
Yes.
We understand that. But the army, this army, it needs all boots on the ground.
Yes. 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 Yes.
This mission of redemption and hope, it needs evangelists.
Yes. Yes.
We need door-to-door operation.
Yes.
We need to spread the good news of the United Progressive Party.
Yes.
It needs adults who are committed to going the distance, and it needs young people who are willing to take the baton.
Yes.
It needs registered voters to vote.
Yes.
But more importantly, it needs the unregistered to get registered.
Yes.
So as we contemplate yet another general election, we ask ourselves, why? Why is it that in this so-called economic powerhouse, they call an early election? Why? Why, having benefited from over $2 billion in the CIP fund, they call in general election? I want to know, Jonathan, why? Why is it that this so-called professed genius at finances, that after only 3 years in government, he ready to call election?
One group of ideas.
Is it because the CIP money was used as a slush fund?
Yes.
Is it because he deployed NAMCO like a hungry Pac-Man?
Yes.
Is it because none of his grandiose and big boss investors and big plans that have never materialized, and where people see no hope of them materializing, is it because he is a failed experiment?
Yes. Yes.
One thing I can say for sure is that this government is not only out of money, not only they broke, this government is out of ideas. So they are not only financially bankrupt, they are intellectually bankrupt, and they have no answers for the people of Antigua and Barbuda.
Morally bankrupt too.
Ah, could it be that in the Brook state, and he has nowhere else to turn, that he is now trying to see how he can find a way to return to his vomit?
Oh, like a dog.
Because we know he said he would never go to the IMF. But school children say that is what he plans to do, and he can't wait to have an election because he wants to cut the throat of the people of Antigua and Barbuda. And so he's hoping to go to the polls, and then Melford Nicholas say they're going to take some harsh decisions. Well, I want to tell the people of Antigua and Barbuda that we have done it before. We know what it is like to take this country through a global crisis and to emerge victorious. We know what it is like when we put our shoulders to the wheel to bring benefits to the people of this country. They have failed to do that, brothers and sisters. And I'm sure today many of you would have heard the news. What news? What news? Imagine when they studied all the countries in the world, 190 countries in the world, and they say who performed the worst in the world, and they named the 10 best, and they look for Antigua, nowhere to be found. And they named the 10 worst, and when you look, the 8th worst performing economy in the whole wide world. I want you to understand that this so-called powerhouse, I challenge anybody, go and look for the facts, go and look for the figures, and you will see that of all the nations in the world, we are in the bottom 10. Imagine that. That is what they brought us to. Now, when we went through the global crisis, they had so much to say. They had so much to say, but one day they say no. Then they say, oh, Haiti do better than Antigua. What you say now? Haiti do much better than Antigua under Gaston Brown. St. Kitts do better. Dominica do better. Cuba do better. Jamaica do better. Everybody doing better than Antigua. We in the bottom 10 in the world. Talk about scraping the barrel. Talk about bucket bottom, down at the bottom of the well. We have to get rid of these people. We must get rid of these people, brothers and sisters.